The Nitto 555 G2 is the second generation of Nitto's ultra high performance summer tire lineup, and as such will feature some subtle improvements over its predecessor. Now, sizing for the G2 lineup will range from 17 to 20 inches in diameter, with section widths ranging from 235 on the narrow side all the way down the line to the massive 315s on the big end. Now, pricing will, as always, depend on your sizing, but look to spend between $150 to $300 per tire, depending on your diameter and width. Nitto's actually been around ever since the mid-1900s, which might come as a surprise to a lot of enthusiasts out there, but they've been in the game a long time, and as such have built a really solid reputation in both the on and off-road scene, and even in the competition space as well. And as someone who's been doing this automotive thing a very long time, I've been around the aftermarket for a while. I actually remember when the first 555 came into the scene in the 90s, and it's been one of the go-to tires when it comes to balancing great performance, looks, but also price. But after 15 or 20 years or so, Nitto thought it'd be a great idea to freshen up the extremely popular 555 with the G2 that we're talking about here today. And this guy's been designed to take all of the things that made that original 555 so great while making some subtle improvements across the board. Now, the biggest difference between this tire and the OG, at least visually, can be found with the tread pattern. Now, like the original, the G2 here does maintain that directional tread pattern, but visually, it's a lot more modern and it's all done for a purpose. Now, Nitto has doubled your center rib here on the G2 to offer increased traction while on the dry pavement, along with better straight line stability. Nitto has also increased the size of the tread blocks, especially on the 275 section width tires and wider, and that will be great for the rear wheel drive cars out there and those staggered fitments, and that's going to really help increase traction while working with the redesigned tapered tread blocks to increase things like your cornering stability. But one thing in particular that Nitto is most proud of here with the G2 is its performance in wet situations, and this includes both braking and handling performance. Very important stuff, right? Now, this can be attributed to increasing the number of circumferential grooves around the tire itself, and these guys are going to help push water away from the tire, increasing the wet performance and grip, along with using a completely new silica compound which is baked into the G2 itself. Now, this is a great time to bring up the UTQG numbers, and I think you'll find that despite the improved performance here with the G2, it's actually marginally harder compared to its predecessor, the original 555. For instance, your tread wear rating here with the G2 is 320 compared to the 300 on the OG. Now, in theory, that should increase the lifespan of the new tire overall to around 40,000 miles or so, according to Nitto. Now, traction and temperature grades are both the highest available, with a AA for traction and a single A for temperature. Now, speaking of temperature, it is important to point out that a tire like this, a UHP or ultra high performance summer tire like the G2, is intended for use in temperatures above 45 degrees. Now, that doesn't mean you can't drive these things in colder weather, but because the compound is a bit softer, it can harden up and get a little bit slick once temperatures drop below that 45-degree threshold. Also, keep in mind, guys, that this is not a drag radial. So if you're a car out there making more power than stock and you're looking for a little bit more grip off the line, especially while on the street, you might want to look into a drag radial from Nitto, the 555R or NT05R, both of which are awesome tires and both of which can be found here on the site. Now, I'm a firm believer in reading up on reviews for a number of products to help with my buying decision, but especially when we're talking the tire category. Now, with that being said, the G2 is extremely popular here at AM. There's a number of overwhelmingly positive reviews, but there's a lot of reviews, period. So if you want to go back, read up on some of those reviews from owners out there who are actually pounding the pavement with the G2 installed, I'd highly recommend you do so, as again, it is a great way to get some real world feedback. Also, friendly reminder here, gang, if you are looking for a new set of tires to go with a new set of wheels, keep in mind that we do mount, balance, and ship for free, along with install optional TPMS sensors. And this, no doubt, guys, is gonna make your life a whole lot easier when it comes time to buying, ordering, and installing your new setup on your ride. So if you are looking for superb wet and dry performance out of your summer tire, be sure to check out the next generation of 555 from Nitto with their G2 right here at AmericanMuscle.com.